Every day the world is becoming more filled with surprises and uncertainties, and one thing is certain: one day, the earth will end. But what if that day is closer than we imagine? It seems that the Israelis might have the answer to this question. Get ready, because the final warning from Israeli officials is leaving everyone worried. Over time, various religions have spoken about prophecies that will happen as the end times approach. You must be curious about what these prophecies are, right? In this video, we will explore what this is all about and understand these discoveries that are attracting worldwide attention. So get ready and let's go. Ancient prophecies seem to be knocking at our door, ready to shock the world. Prophecies involving Jerusalem, the Third Temple, the Antichrist, and events that will change everything. The future is unfolding before our eyes, and the realization of these prophecies is terrifying. Has the end times arrived? As we look at history, we find many religious predictions pointing to certain signs of the end of the world. One of these predictions involves the return of Jesus and the construction of a third temple. It is surprising how this fits with what is happening now. Just when things were starting to calm down after the pandemic, we are faced with even more surprising revelations. These prophecies have existed in Christian, Muslim, and Buddhist beliefs for a long time. Although some people consider them stories, the fact that they seem to be coming true is unsettling many people. The story of the Third Temple is another prophecy linked to the return of Jesus, revolving around the construction of Solomon's Temple, which was originally located where the Temple Mount in Jerusalem stands today. This temple, built by King Solomon long ago, was a place of worship to God. After being destroyed during a siege, Herod's temple replaced it. Initially modest, Herod's temple was later rebuilt with great style under King Herod, showcasing remarkable architecture. This temple stood for centuries until the Romans destroyed it during their invasion of Jerusalem. To understand the importance of Israel and Jerusalem, we must know this history and the role of the temples. The idea of building a third temple emerged as a response to the destruction of the Second Temple. The goal was to create a more splendid temple that could withstand destruction. However, constructing the Third Temple is a complex task and faces opposition from many countries, especially those with Islamic origins, making the challenge even greater. The current construction of the Third Temple and ongoing regional tensions, along with conflicts over recognizing different parts of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and Palestine, complicate the situation. The presence of the Dome of the Rock, an important Islamic monument on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, further complicates the discussions and debates about the site's historical significance. The central question is whether Solomon's temple occupied the same location as the Dome of the Rock. Extensive research and investigations have been conducted to discover the truth. A significant finding contributing to these discussions was made by British archaeologist Robert Hamilton, who discovered a mikveh, a Jewish ritual bath, under the floor of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. This discovery supports the belief in the historical location of the temple, reigniting the debate about its reconstruction. In response to the recent mikveh discovery, the Sanhedrin, a highly respected Jewish court, has taken steps to prepare for the construction of the Third Temple. The land that was once used for agriculture and forests is being cultivated to meet the temple's future needs. Another crucial requirement for the temple services is an unblemished red heifer, a specific type of cow that meets particular criteria. Its ashes play a vital role in the purification process for Jews participating in temple rituals. However, finding a suitable red heifer is a challenging task. Another challenge appears with the search for the perfect red heifer. Rabbi Rich, a well-known figure in Israel, is working to bring a perfect red heifer back to Israel. The quest for a suitable red heifer is not an easy task given its rarity between the First and Second Temples. However, Rabbi Jane Richmond and other rabbis from the Temple Institute are facing this challenging task. They are working with a cattle breeder to create a red heifer using modern scientific methods involving frozen embryos of North American red Angus cattle and implanting them in Israeli domestic cattle. Their goal is to succeed in this demanding mission. The red heifer must be born in Israel, appear immaculate, and never have been used for work. Additionally, bringing the third temple to reality involves training a special group of priests known as the Kohanim. These priests are essential to ensuring the temple's services and rituals are performed correctly. Guided by the Sanhedrin and the temple movement, the Kohanim are diligently learning the appropriate rituals and how to use the necessary equipment for temple service. A crucial part of this construction is creating a new altar, which is vital for sacrifices on the original site of the Temple Mount. The Jewish community's desire to rebuild the temple stems from the limited access to the previous temple site, currently controlled by Muslims. Overcoming this challenge requires political action and international cooperation. The Israeli Judiciary Council recognizes this need and suggests that international organizations and regional states could help mediate the situation. Collaborative efforts among religious leaders from different backgrounds are essential to possibly reconstruct the temple. Construction is underway, and recently, a ceremony took place. Despite several challenges, the construction of the third temple is ongoing. On October 12th, an ancient water ceremony was reenacted in Jerusalem, led by priests and musicians. The ceremony began in Shahar Prat and continued to the Siloam Pool, an important historical site. Participants sang, danced, and played silver trumpets at each stop. Under the guidance of renowned rabbis, water was collected in a gold jar, and the procession returned to the mountaintop. According to ancient temple traditions, a model altar was set up with green branches. The ceremony concluded with blessings and a special event called Hakal, which occurs every 7 years. Although not explicitly required by the Torah, the water libation is celebrated joyfully in a ceremony that lasts 15 hours at the temple, continuing into the night. People from around the world gathered to participate in the Sukkot celebrations, making it an international day of worship. During the last 6 days of Sukkot, the water libation and wine pouring occurred, signifying a significant step in temple traditions. The role of the Antichrist in the construction of the temple is hinted at in biblical texts such as Daniel and Revelation. Revelation 13:13 alludes to this figure, and some believe it may support the reconstruction of the third temple, possibly involving influential global figures. In history, King Hezekiah in the 6th century BCE oversaw the creation of the Pool of Siloam, ensuring Jerusalem's water supply through a tunnel dug from the Gihon spring. As efforts to rebuild the temple advance, unity and mutual understanding become crucial. As the search for the red heifer progresses, will the temple transform? Time will reveal the answers. Among diverse communities and beliefs, collective efforts persist towards the shared goal of rebuilding the third temple, symbolizing faith, heritage, and a deep connection to history. Rediscovering the ancient Pool of Siloam is an important part of this process. The Pool of Siloam was an impressive structure, 16 meters long, 5.5 meters wide, and almost 6 meters deep, created by combining natural rock formations with skilled craftsmanship. Unfortunately, it was destroyed during the Babylonian attack on Jerusalem along with the Second Temple, but was rebuilt during Nehemiah's time and expanded under Herod the Great's rule. It became a place for the poor and sick seeking healing, and its proximity to the temple had great significance during the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles is crucial in Judaism and involves building temporary sukkahs as symbols of the ancestors' huts in the desert. It expresses gratitude to God and praise for the rain and is celebrated in Jewish communities worldwide. During the Feast of Tabernacles, a priest would bring water from the Pool of Siloam in a gold jar accompanied by psalms and joy. The water was poured on the west side of the altars, symbolizing the verse from Isaiah 12:3. Additionally, there is the Battle of Armageddon mentioned in Revelation 16:16. This battle is not just a military conflict, but symbolically represents a worldwide rebellion against divine governance. It is a meeting point for armies challenging divine authority. It is not limited to a specific location, but the name Armageddon comes from Mount Megiddo in Israel, known for being the site of various battles. This battle may include natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, or hail, demonstrating the power of a higher authority. These events often affect nations that have strayed from moral values, such as landslides, diseases, wildfires, and lightning. These events align with the idea of Armageddon as a powerful force causing people and societies to rethink their choices. Although often associated with destruction, Armageddon encourages reflection, change, and a return to values. In our constantly changing world, these concepts connect ancient prophecies, history, and current events, seeking unity in the face of challenges. Therefore, although some prophecies are still unfolding and others are still in development, this is a terrifying warning for all of us. Imagine a scenario where things change so quickly that we can barely keep up with the news. It seems surreal, and events unfold at a frightening speed. This is what is happening now. Everything you have just seen and heard is already in motion, as if someone were following an ancient script written thousands of years ago. The prophecies our ancestors warned us about long ago are being fulfilled before our eyes. It's as if the pieces of a great puzzle are fitting together perfectly, one after another. And according to these prophecies, we are approaching a crucial moment, the arrival of the Antichrist. Many people who were previously skeptical and did not believe in any of this are starting to see the signs. They see the changes in the world, feel the restlessness in the air, and begin to question, as in a great awakening. Reality knocks at the door, showing that what seemed to be just history or myth is becoming part of our daily lives. We need to pay attention to everything that is happening around us. We cannot close our eyes to the signs that are before us every day. These signs are like little clues preparing us for something big that is to come. The return of Jesus is one of these prophesied events, and whether you believe it or not, it is something written in the stars and in the hearts of many people around the world. It is an event that promises to change everything, bringing a new era of hope for some and reflection for others. Reality knocks at the door, showing that what seemed to be just history or myth is becoming part of our daily lives. We need to pay attention to everything that is happening around us. We cannot close our eyes to the signs that are before us every day. The return of Jesus is one of these prophesied events, and whether you believe it or not, it is something written in the stars and in the hearts of many people around the world. It is an event that promises to change everything, bringing a new era of hope for some and reflection for others. The signs are intensifying, as if the universe is calling us to awaken to a greater truth. We look at global crises, conflicts, climate change, and social and political transformations, and we cannot help but notice that something is moving behind the scenes. Every event, no matter how small, seems to be connected to something larger, like pieces of a puzzle slowly coming together. The spiritual rebirth is happening in many hearts and minds, regardless of religion or belief. It's as if humanity is being called to awaken to a higher consciousness, to look beyond superficial divisions, and to seek the true essence of what unites us as human beings. It's a moment of introspection and deep questions. What does the return of Jesus really mean? Is it just a religious event, or is there a deeper meaning behind it? We are being invited to examine our own lives, our choices, and our connections to the world around us. Regardless of your personal beliefs, it's hard to deny that something is happening behind the scenes of history. The signs are there, and it's up to us to interpret them and respond to them in the best way possible. Perhaps the return of Jesus is more than just a distant future event. Perhaps it's an invitation to awaken here and now, to live with more compassion, wisdom, and mutual understanding. Therefore, as we move forward, it is important to be alert, pay attention to the details, understand what is happening, and prepare for what is to come. Because in the end, we will all witness these historical moments and be part of this great story being written before our eyes. Now, we would like to see your opinion on everything that was discussed here. Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. And if you want to follow future content, don't forget to activate notifications. Thank you for watching until here, and see you in the next video. May God powerfully bless your life in the name of the Lord Jesus. Amen.